Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. According to him, conservatives have brain and they are smart, and then liberals do not have brains and they are not smart, right? And I want you to know that liberals are black people. So let me tell you something. Look at the person saying that he is smart with that American flag behind him. He couldn't even afford his electricity bill because the last one that came, he said it was 700 and something dollars. Trust me, look at him, he couldn't pay for it. Now let me tell you something. These people, the only time they come out to talk about some certain things is because they thought it was not going to affect them before, but now it is affecting them and they are kind of in shock. Surprise. White man ego, right? Now I am going to pull some videos for you to tell you how they've been very, very destructive for so long. Now the problem they are having is that majority their wives, their women support their BS, because if they have been cutting their tails right from time, trust me, we won't have so much of them coming out on the internet to tell you who is smart and who is not smart when he looks exactly like what he criticized, right? Now I am going to say this. You remember when they started with a blue bracelet, especially for the women, they knew that they were looking for whom to manipulate, because there was no how that blue bracelet was going to. But then they tried speaking up. White men, what did they say? They actually did not say anything. There is a video there to tell you what they've been doing for so long. But you know what? Let's get into this video.
Holy cow, my last post really triggered the loonies on the left. Hurt a bunch of feelings. Don't care. Up here in Northern California, I just got my power bill, PG&E, $750 for 1 month. It's the first month we've had to run our air conditioning because it does get hotter than Hades up here. You know, it's pretty sad that the loons on the left don't care. This kind of stuff, $5, $6, $7 a gallon gas, that stuff doesn't matter to them. I mean, as long as dudes who think they're chicks can go in women's bathrooms, women's changing rooms, locker rooms, playing women's sports, none of this other stuff matters. You know, they're standing up for what they believe in, okay? Of course, you know, their party's at about a 20% approval rate right now. Big shocker. My dad always told me, and God bless him, he's still here at 81 years old. The main difference, even though there's a lot of them, the main difference between conservatives and liberals, conservatives have common sense. Liberals don't. A word from the wise. Holy cow, my last post really triggered the loonies on the left.
That's all it comes down to, right? That's all that matters. Triggering the loonies on the left. You people are a pestilence. Governing with right-wing nut jobs is akin to trying to rent an apartment with a crack and meth head. We don't even know whether or not you motherfuckers gonna pay y'all half of the rent. But y'all like running around in the apartment, screaming at the walls and trying to mainline the sugar. Holy cow, my last video triggered the loonies on the left. And what the fuck did you win? Did you win anything? Did you? You were talking about your power bill. Did triggering the loonies on the left help with that at all? Did it? Or did it once again give you a hollow fucking victory? You people are a pestilence. You know, something miraculous happened yesterday to me personally. And I'm telling you this story because I need you to understand that what happened to me will never happen between us. I was able to reconnect with somebody I hadn't spoken to in 5 years, almost 5 years. A piece of my soul was renewed. A piece of my heart was full. because despite any miscommunication, grievances, words shouted between the two of us, we are still family. My heart was full. I say that to say this. In order for us to go forward, some people have to be left back, and that would be you. You want hollow victories. I don't. Neither does anybody that thinks or believes the way I do. A hollow victory means absolutely nothing. What does mean something, what does mean everything, is being able to go forward for the greater good, for all, not just for myself, but for all. The reason I eviscerate verbally people like you, number one, it keeps my head sharp, keeps my mind sharp. And secondly, and more importantly, I am the pushback. I am the pushback to ignorance. I'm going to meet ignorance where it is, and I'm going to step on it like roaches with the lights on. You did all of that to tell us, oh, wow, I triggered the libs. And I guess you patted yourself on the back, right? You put the camera down. I've done something. Did anything you said in that last ignorant ass video or this ignorant ass video bring the price of that power bill down? No, it doesn't. Did anything that you said or do in either one of those videos help you with your bills? No. No, it did not. But you think you have done something. You think in some way, shape, form, or fashion you have won a victory. You have not. You have literally kicked over a papier-mâché Trojan horse and thought that you won the war. You have not. You people are a pestilence. I don't think you guys get it yet. I genuinely don't. I don't think you'll ever get it because some of y'all are older than me. And you're still out here spouting this bullshit. So the clock is pretty much done with you guys. At the end of the day, triggering the libs on TikTok is not going to feed your family. Triggering the libs on TikTok is not going to pay your bills. You will continue to elect people that will look you in the face, lie directly to you, and then screw you in the long run. And then they will tell you, oh, it was the Democrats that did it. No, it's the guy over there with all the lube in his hands. The liberal that's walking past, watching this shit, going to, what'd he say, fuck me for? You don't get it. And it is a slog trying to explain it to you. I don't have to watch the rest of your video. I don't need to. That first part showed me everything I needed to know about you. That plus the fact of the flag on the back of the on the barn, the beard, the white guyness, the Oakley sunglasses. I mean, come on, man. You're a caricature at this point. You are. What is it that Jim Brown said? Man, you come straight out of a comic book. You do. You are a henchman for Two-Face. You're a henchman for Kingpin. That's it, a henchman. There is no threat in you. Daredevil can throw one of those eskrima sticks in your face and break your nose. The end. Batman could break your collarbone and you be out of the move. The end. Because all you give a shit about is triggering people. Triggering. Meaning, when people come and tell you, hey, what you just said is the most ignorant shit I ever heard. I triggered the libs. Governing with you people? Hell no. 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 You're a dying breed. You are literally the dust mites or crotch crabs of a bigger problem, which is right-wing ideology. This idea that might makes right, even though some of y'all ain't throwing a punch in your life and wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. patriotism, even though half of y'all don't even know what the fuck that means, and the other half are lying, pretending that they do. America first. America's never been first. No, America's been the first person to do a whole bunch of other shit, but never first in all the things that matter, like quality of life, life expectancy, happiness of citizens. And every day, without fail, we must deal with people like you. Even if you had just conservative views, but lived your life by them, didn't want them opposed on everybody else, and could even get along, have conversations, and make great friendships with people who disagree with you. You're not one of those people. You're not. You are a henchman. You will be nothing more than a henchman. The superhero will come in, put his foot in your face, and that'll be the end of it. Because all you seem to give a shit about is triggering dalibs. Not fixing problems. Not telling truth even though you want to lie to yourself. Nah. That's too much like right. That makes too much sense. But it's okay. Because for every one of you trigger the libs cockroaches, there is me. I am verbal raid. I spray. You go, ah. So on, ad infinitum. So I really want you to continue to pat yourself on the back for that hollow victory of triggering dalibs. It will not pay your power bill. It will not put food on your table, and it will not feed your family. It will not put a roof over your head. The rest of us, the ones in your comment section trying to tell you you sound ignorant, those are the ones that are trying to get shit done. It's not triggering. We're just tired of you all. And while those people are sitting there trying to tell you how incredibly ignorant your mindset and your thought process and your voting record is, there will be me. I will stand there, I will insult because I can get in the mud just like everybody else. I have a summer home in the mud. I do not need to come in with 10 different types of graphs. I simply need to tell you to your face while you're watching, you're an idiot. You triggered nothing. You won nothing. Nothing was accomplished. And as long as you continue to do that, it will be you and your generations afterwards that will suffer. I'm here to remind you of this. You won nothing. And you are getting in our motherfucking way.
Thing that you can count on is that Republicans and conservatives are the epitome of hypocrites. And they reach new levels of hypocrisy seemingly every day. They claim to be the party of family values and of integrity, God-fearing. They're Christians and they're pro-life. But we know that they are anything but, that all of that is a thin facade, which is why you see the rhetoric surrounding the Epstein files changing in the Republican Party in Congress. They're making jokes about it, making light of it, trying to rationalize it away. And many of their supporters are going to follow suit. There is a reason for it. Dr. Joy DeGruy is a clinical psychologist. She is also a social services clinician, and she has been in the field and focused most of her career, 30 years, studying chattel slavery, its trauma, and the lingering effects of that trauma on Black Americans, and also its effect on white America, specifically white straight men. I took a clip from a lecture that Dr. DeGruy gave in London in 2008. I left the full title of this video up so that you can research it, watch it in its entirety. So take a listen to Dr. DeGruy.
What started in the backwoods or in the cabin with the slaves, it never went away, you know. And I want to speak to this because this is a tough one to swallow too. But imagine they did a study back in the 80s, and they asked men across the board, cross races, if you could get away with sexually assaulting a woman, raping a woman, in other words, and there's no possible way that you'll get, penalized for it. Do you ever get, how many of you would consider doing it? This is regular Joe, go to work with the kids. 70%. 70. Said if I could do it, I would do it. Imagine being able to do that for a couple hundred years with impunity. Imagine, you don't have to worry about, you talk about pedophilia and all that. Imagine being able to buy that. And then you could beat it to death too and get another one. I know it's tough to wrap your head around, but what happens to an appetite created like that? Where you could rape a black woman anytime you wanted to, and it wasn't considered rape because she was promiscuous. Hundreds of years. We're not talking about a few years. Hundreds of years. Protected by the law. No moral. You could go to church. It was all good. Where do you think that went after slavery ended? It didn't go away because guess who's the number one? You got folks who are pimping the women, and then you got the ones that are buying them. And who's buying them? Same middle-aged white males between 35 and 60, married with children. 5 years I work with them. These are the Johns. Still are the Johns.
So if you're ever wondering how the United States of America could elect a convicted felon, including a convicted sex abuser, to the highest elected office in the land, and now how they can begin to start trying to sweep the Epstein files and list under the rug, you've got a clue.
See, the blue bracelet movement was performative, and this was called out the minute it hit the fucking internet. And I'm not taking a shot at white women, because white men, quite frankly, haven't done shit to help fix what the fuck is going on right now. And we have the most privilege and power in this country. But these performative acts do not make us look more safe. Right? This idea that if I wear a bracelet, if I tell you that your life matters, if I tell you I'm going to do this thing, that if I tell you I'm empathetic and I feel bad right now, that doesn't fucking mean anything. And white people got real fucking offended when that was pointed out. But I haven't seen a blue bracelet in real life anywhere. Anywhere. What I do see is concentration camps. What I do see is ICE rounding people up. What I do see is a government running off of open, overt, violent white supremacy. And until us as white people can get together, learn how to do community with each other, heal out of white supremacy and walk away from whiteness, whatever we say doesn't mean fucking shit. And everyone outside of whiteness can see that and has told us that. And I remember back in 2020, same shit. Changing your fucking profile picture to a black square. Like, this performative bullshit does nothing. And so white people internalize that, right? Like, oh, then I'm not a good person. Or people don't trust me, or they think I don't like them. Or people don't like me. Why the fuck would anyone trust or like a white person right now in this timeline? That's not reality. Do you want change? Are we ready to look in the fucking mirror and understand the part that each one of us play? Are we ready to put down the performance and get to fucking work? Addressing our own individual shit and then collectively addressing our fucking violence that has been around for centuries. Instead of continuing to feed the fucking system with these performative acts of allyship that do nothing accept hurt and cause more fucking problems. If white people can mobilize and show up in the millions for this No Kings protest and nothing changes, the system keeps steamrolling everybody else, those fucking parties in the streets, I mean on the sidewalks, they don't mean anything at all.
This is all I got from this video. You know why I compile all these videos together? Because it was talking about men. Now, let me start with, you see these people, the only time they'll remember something is affecting them or something is going on is when it affects them. From what you heard that he has not been turning his air conditioner on. Why? Because the bill is too much. Yet, you know who he is supporting, right? He is still conservative. He still support his master. Now let me tell you something. White men, it's just like one video that I posted on the other channel that was saying that white men will do everything, and the people that support their BS most especially are white women, because they are the one that leads them and then spread the hate or whatever they have across to other people. Because if they are being checked why they are doing that by their women, I am sure majority of all these things happening won't be happening. You heard what I said. There are sometimes I remember sometime also where there was a video that I brought here. A white man was asked, what if you were in the situation whereby, I mean, like, you know, the person that is Mr. Orange Man, like, you know, bought grape for your daughter, right? What would you do? He said, he was going to be in a very tight corner, but his Christianity, like his Bible made him to understand that forgiveness is like the way forward. Like, you know, it might be hard, but he's going to forgive and also support him. That was where I became really very, very crazy and not in support of anything that they talk about when it comes to Christianity. Because tell me how you are going to tell me that, you are going to forgive straight up in my face or whoever's face that you were saying that BS on, and then continue to support him to be with his presidential, brouhaha. Man, shut up. Shut up. That was how white women started with blue bracelet. Like he said, it was very performative, right? That was all performance. And then when that blue bracelet, when they started, I was like, so, like, what if I voted for this man and then I say buy the blue bracelet? How? That's why each time I always put them in one umbrella, because how am I supposed to identify who voted and who did not? How am I supposed to identify? So for everything they are doing, it is well calculated, because it is only them that is, see, I don't know how to say it, but one thing I wanted to know is that they are causing a lot of problems. They are causing a lot of problem. White men are causing too much problem, because they are the only people that I have seen that are not women, but they want to tell you what you should do as a woman. Who does that? You are not a woman, but you want to tell me how a woman feels when she is pregnant or when she is having menstrual cramp and other things. See, with everything going on, is the rent, like, let me get back to, is the rent going to continue? It will continue to be high. Even at some point, there will be a time people will be home, like, there will be excess homeless people. When I say excess homeless people, because the rent each day is going up. And now the cost of building will also become very high, because there might not be enough builders to build. And the ones you find will absolutely charge you to do it. And the job that is supposed to take 1 year, let's say 1 year or 6 months, will take 2 years to finish. All right? Because you all do not have enough labor. Electricity will be more expensive. Do not expect to pay the same thing you paid last year, because this is also a new administration. Water, gas, and all of that will also increase. They are not screaming about that. They are not fighting about that. It is now that the Epstein's file did not show up. That was when you started hearing stories. My guys trying to be very active, because all this while you guys have been very super comfortable. It's been affecting black people. It's been affecting everyone. You guys were very comfortable. You were all fine with it, right? You see people that are hypocrites. When you see them, you absolutely won't know them, because it's written all over their face. It shows. I do not want to touch so much on Doctor's video. The video she talked about how they will be very comfortable doing some certain things to people that look like me, because that is a white man. I don't want to expand on that, because do that in the comment section. You all already know the platform. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.